Nobody can live in London anymore. You can't afford to live in London if you're not on a six-figure salary. Really? Well, that might not be entirely true, but it is true that living in London is expensive, and finding a decent, let alone a nice place to live, is extremely challenging. So I went through hundreds and hundreds of listings for you, and I found the best two-bedroom flats of the month for a £1,750 budget. Today we are looking at two-bedroom flats in London for a maximum budget of £1,750 per month. So whether you are looking to move in with your partner, your best friend, or you're just curious to see what's available in London, this video is for you. Let's get started. This flat that I'm about to show you is amazing. It almost made me want to move straight away. It is a 2-bed, 2-bath apartment advertised at £1,640 per month and located in North London. More specifically, it is located in North East London, just north of Hackney. Here is the floor plan. It has a bit of an unusual shape, but I quite like it. There is quite a big hallway. We have 2 bedrooms that seem to be equal size. One is an ensuite, and we also have a main bathroom in the flat. And then at the end of the flat, we have this living room area with the open kitchen. Let's have a look at the pictures. I love the big windows. It makes the flat so bright and airy. The kitchen is absolutely impeccable. I think this is the first bedroom with this big window and amazing view, and there is integrated storage. And here we can see the ensuite. And here is the second bedroom with a smaller closet, but there is one on each side. The ensuite is also impeccable, and the main bathroom is exactly the same, just perfect. On top of that, this flat is in one of these new fancy buildings where you have a gym and co-working spaces and stuff like that. Now, there is a catch. This flat is actually offered in priority to key workers, so police staff or NHS staff, for instance, which is too bad for me because this is not my situation. But I think this is amazing that places like that are offered at a very fair price to civil servants. So if you're working for the council, this could be your lucky day. So for the pros for this place, well, absolutely everything. The location, the size, the standards, the windows, the view, the light, everything. I love everything about this place. For the cons, I'm not even sure what to say. There is the fact that you have to be eligible and only certain people can apply for it, but even this I think is actually a good thing. So overall, I think that this flat is a 10 out of 10. This flat is advertised at £1,650 per month, and it is located in South London. Here we have the bathroom that is a very good size. There is a window and there is a bath. This is, I believe, the first bedroom, second bedroom. And here the living room with the open kitchen, and there is a balcony with a nice view on trees. There is no floor plan, so it's not easy to imagine the layout of the flat, but I guess the flat is located either here or here, and this is where the balcony is. This would also explain why we can see the roof in all of the rooms. We can see in the description that there is also a parking space allocated. I selected this place because it looks like it is a very good size. There is also a balcony with view on the trees, and there is an allocated parking space. However, I can't really get a good feel of the place with the pictures, so a viewing would definitely be needed. But overall, even though it's not the most modern, it looks like it is in good condition, it's big, we have a ton of windows, and we have little extras like the balcony and the allocated parking space. Next! This flat is advertised at £1,650 per month. It is located in North East London, just above Hackney. The flat is separated in 2 different floors, which I quite like. It looks like the hallway is quite a good size, which is good to leave your shoes, coats and stuff. On the ground floor of the flat you have living room and kitchen, and then on the first floor the 2 bedrooms and the bathroom. Here are the pictures. This is the living room, I guess, which is very good size. Here's the kitchen, which is bright and modern. Here's the first bedroom, second bedroom, and the bathroom. I'm not the biggest fan of the style of the bathroom, but it looks well maintained. There is a window, there is a bath, there is everything you need. So no red flag here. And there is a balcony, which is lovely. So for the pros of this flat, there is the size, the balcony, the modern kitchen, the big rooms, the 2 different floors, and the fact that we have windows in all the rooms. For the cons, I'd say that the style of the building itself is maybe not my favorite, but this is a minor detail. Overall, this is a very good flat and it is definitely worth a viewing. This next flat is advertised at £1,695 per month. It is located in East London, not far from Stratford. If we look at the floor plan, the overall size is just under 50 square meter or just above 500 square feet, which is not the biggest, but I think it's still fine. Here is the building. It looks like there is a gated parking area, which is always a plus. That's the living room with a view on the kitchen at the back. I know I've said that a lot, but for me, what I'm looking for in a kitchen is a window, preferably above the sink, a proper space for the washing machine, ideally a dishwasher, and a full-size fridge, not one of the mini ones. And it looks like we have all of these here. We have the window, we have the full-size fridge, we have the washing machine. It is bright, it is well maintained, there is plenty of storage. I approve. Here is one of the bedrooms. I like that there is storage at the top. I assume this space can fit a double bed, so it would be storage above the bed, which is very handy. The second bedroom might be a bit too small for a proper bedroom. However, I think it would make a very good office space. And here the bathroom, nothing special, but everything you need. There is also a video, so we can have a quick look. Okay, so when you get in, you have the two bedrooms on the right, the small one first, the bigger one second, the bathroom. There is no window in the bathroom, but we can't always win. And here the living room, which is a very good size, and the kitchen. I quite like the fact that the kitchen is not fully separated from the living room and that there is this little arch between the two rooms. I also like that they made the effort to create the video for it. I think it is always easier to imagine how it is inside when there is a video. If we look at the description, there is a communal garden and it looks like there is allocated parking space for all flats. They are talking about two generously sized bedrooms, which might be a bit of a stretch if you want my opinion. I think one of the bedrooms is actually a bit too small to be a bedroom and would be better as an office area. But overall, I like the flat. On the pros, there is the communal garden, the allocated parking space, it is well maintained, there is a nice kitchen with a window in it, a good sized living room and a main bedroom that is also quite big. On the cons, there is the fact that the flat is overall quite small and the second bedroom specifically is very small, and the fact that there is no window in the bathroom. But overall, I like it and that's why it's on the list. This is our last property for today. This is a 2-bedroom flat advertised at £1,750 per month. It is located in South East London, not far from Greenwich. Let's have a look at the pictures. I quite like the building. There is a lot happening on this picture of the living room, but overall it is a very good size. The kitchen looks like it is an interesting shape and it is a bit dated, but it is still nice and bright. I think there is a window in it and I can see a washing machine. I also like the fact that this is a flat over 2 floors with the living area downstairs and the bedrooms upstairs. Now, the reason why I selected this flat to show you is the size of this bedroom. Look at that, this is huge. So if you are someone who is struggling a bit with the tiny spaces in London, this could be a good compromise for you. It's also very bright and airy. And here's the second bedroom, which looks a lot smaller, and they set it up as an office area. So I think this flat would not be suitable for two friends wanting to rent together, because the two rooms are at the opposite of the spectrum. One is huge and one is so tiny that we can't even call it a bedroom. But if you are a couple and you need a space to work from home, this could be perfect. We can't see much of the bathroom, we can only see the sink and the toilet, so there is not much I can say from that. They say in the description that the place comes furnished. The pros for this flat are the fact that it is very bright, there is a very big master bedroom, there is a good sized living room, and the building itself has a lot of character, it is very charming. For the cons, I'd say that the kitchen and bathroom are maybe not the most modern and the second bedroom is very small. And finally, the price is at the top end of our budget at £1,750 per month. I think the other flats that we saw before are a better value for money, but even though it might not be the best of today's selection, it still made it to the top 5. Remember, to find these 5 listings for you, I went through hundreds and hundreds of listings that were not as good as these ones. So even with the cons, I think this flat is a strong contender and I would seriously consider it if I needed to move. That's everything I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it useful, give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you would like to see next time.